Hello, I'm Mrs. Charity. Welcome to the Glorious Heritage Overview of Catholic Church History. Discover the amazing story of the Church together as a family as you color and paste your way through the timeline and printables, which you can find on our website. And now let's move into our topic for today.
Hello, I'm Mr. Charity and welcome to the Glorious Heritage Catholic History video series. Today's topic is number 49. The donation of Pepin. If you look on your timeline and summary question sheets, you'll notice that we are in the yellow time period, which we have named Kingdom. If you don't have a timeline or summary question sheets, you can find them on our website. Do you have your own room? Do you have to share a room with your brothers and sisters? Well, can you imagine if you did not have any room at all? Not one by yourself or one that you would share. Imagine instead that you had to sleep on the living room floor each night. You didn't have any room to put your things, and you didn't have any privacy. In the morning, people would be stepping on you and tripping over you. That would be very difficult, of course. Well, in a way, that was what it was like for the Pope and the Holy See who lived in Rome. Okay, it wasn't exactly like that. The Pope surely had his own bedroom. In fact, he had his own palace. But after the fall of the Roman Empire, the Pope had a serious problem with these new barbarians. They didn't give him any room. They controlled all the lands in Italy, including much of the city of Rome. And the Pope had to do a lot of juggling, trying to keep the barbarians from stealing money, hurting Christians, and all kinds of other problems. This was the case for the Pope from about 476 when Rome fell, all the way until 754. So that's almost 300 years. The worst barbarians to deal with were those Lombards, who swept into Italy in the 500s and were constantly putting pressure on the Pope. Recall in our video about Pope St. Gregory the Great that he had to pay them money so they wouldn't attack the church. Happily for the Pope, this all started to change after the great victory of Charles Martel at the Battle of Tours in 732. Do you remember that? We have a whole cartoon about it if you haven't seen it yet. Charles Martel had a son named Pepin. Now, Pepin is very important for several reasons. First, Pepin was the father of Charlemagne, who we just talked about in our last video. Second, Pepin was made the very first Carolingian king by the Pope. To do this, the Pope declared that the Merovingian kings were no longer kings, so Pepin started a whole new line. And the third reason why Pepin was so important was because he gave the Pope a large piece of land in central Italy. This land was called the Papal States, and what Pepin did was called the donation of Pepin. A donation is when you give somebody something. You see, Pepin was now the king of the Franks, who were a powerful tribe of barbarians. The Franks were Catholics, and they were devout. They obeyed the Pope and wanted to protect him. So when they learned about the Lombards in Italy, who were giving the Pope trouble, Pepin marched right over there and told them to stop. The Lombards were afraid of the Franks. Then Pepin declared that much of the land of the Lombards would be given to the Pope, and the Lombards didn't argue too much. This was the donation of Pepin, or also we call them the Papal States. Of course the Pope was very happy. A couple decades later, Charlemagne would travel to Italy with an army and he would conquer the Lombards once and for all. Now here is Mrs. Charity, who will show you where the Papal States are on a map.
Hello, I am Mrs. Charity. Here is a map of Italy. You can always remember Italy and find it on a map because it looks like a boot. In 754, Pepin gave this land in central Italy to the Pope. This was called the donation of Pepin, and the land was called the Papal States. The Pope was the king of this land, and he collected taxes and other benefits from the land in order to save money to operate the various duties and operations of the Holy See. Sadly, the Papal States are gone now. They were taken away from the Pope in the 1800s, and we'll have a video about that much later.
Okay, welcome back. Now I have a story to tell you about the Pope when he heard the good news about the Papal States. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of gold and crimson, I, Stephen, servant of the servants of God, retreated to my solitude in my chambers. The weight of the papacy lay heavy on my shoulders, a burden eased tonight by the news from Pepin. The Frankish king had granted us lands, a gesture of protection and support for the Holy See. My heart swelled with gratitude, for this was more than mere land. It was the promise of safety, the assurance of sovereignty, and the means to carry out our sacred duties. I knelt by the flickering candlelight, offering prayers of thanksgiving to God. The Papal States, now under our governance, would be a bastion of Christendom. I pondered the future, envisioning a realm where the Church would flourish, unthreatened by Lombard aggression or by Byzantine neglect. This gift from Pepin was divine providence, a sign that our trials had not gone unnoticed by Almighty God. It fortified my resolve to lead the faithful, to be a shepherd worthy of his flock. As the candle waned, so did my worries, replaced by a tranquil sense of purpose. In the light of the night, I, the humble pontiff, felt the dawn of a new era for the Church, an era of stability and hope, heralded by the generosity of the King and the grace of God. Well, that's all for today. Come back next time when we're going to discuss the Holy Roman Empire. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new today. Visit our website, www.gloriousheritagecartoons.com, where you can find more educational supplements, cartoons, books, and printables. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram to get notified of our latest updates and videos. And if you like our work and want to support us, you can make a donation on our website or on Patreon. We really appreciate your generosity and kindness. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, and see you next time.